So welcome to my very first video. In today's very first video, I'm going to be analyzing both Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2 and Goblin Slayer from the anime Goblin Slayer. Blah, blah, I can't freaking speak, oh my god. Anyways, let's go ahead and start analyzing Arthur Morgan first. Arthur Morgan was born in 1863 to Beatrice and Lyle Morgan. Sorry if I'm not saying Lyle right, I'm not really sure how to say it, but I think that might be, I don't know. His mother died when he was very young, and his father was a petty criminal and outlaw who was arrested for larceny in 1874 when Arthur was 11 years old. At some point, Lyle was killed, and Arthur witnessed it, and then he took his hat afterwards. Arthur Morgan joined the Vanderlyn gang when he was 14, and over time, Arthur transformed into the gang's most dedicated enforcer. So, Arthur in Red Dead Redemption 2 is currently 36, I believe. So, with that being said, Arthur has experience with, firearms and other kinds of combat because, he's in a gang, so he's probably robbed banks before and stuff like that. So, in Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a game mechanic that's called Deadeye, and Deadeye basically, slows down time so you can, it gives you, the best aim in the world, pretty much. Which that means Arthur is probably a pretty good shot, too. We're gonna base Arthur on when you first get through the prologue in the game, which means that he does not have what, you know what I'm talking about for players who completed the game, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it yet, or are playing it and doesn't know yet. So, he's perfectly healthy. And in this battle... freaking spit building up in my mouth, sorry. In this battle, Arthur does not have any means of healing, so he doesn't have any moonshine or any kind of food that will bring his health up. And I say moonshine because for some reason moonshine heals you. I don't know why it does, but it just kind of does. He has one Catamine revolver. A Catamine revolver, there's nothing special about it. It's just a normal revolver, as you would think. Has a carbine repeater, which a carbine repeater is... I don't know if you've seen a repeater before, but it's kind of... I don't know if it's counted as a rifle or not. It's like a repeater. I don't know. It's not a pistol. It's not a pistol or a revolver. It's not a rifle either. It's just... I don't know. You'd have to look it up to know... or play the game. Sorry, I burped. To play the game to know what I'm talking about. He also has a bow from Charles, which in the prologue, he got a bow. So, whenever you first start out, you have a bow and all that stuff. He also has a lasso, and he has his knife. So that wraps up Arthur for now. I'm going to move on to the Goblin Slayer and analyze his stats and the abilities and shit like that. So before I start talking about Goblin Slayer, I just wanted to throw it out there that I'm an anime only, so I'm sorry if there's any differences in the manga or light novel that makes him either stronger or weaker than what I'm saying. So anyways, let me continue on. Goblin Slayer is an experienced silver-ranked adventurer who only concerns himself with hunting goblins to the point to where the guild that he's in, which a guild is like, it's hard to explain, but if you're an anime fan, you know what I'm talking about. The guild has awarded him specialist classification due to the both sheer amount of goblins that he has killed, as well as the work in studying their habits and biology. Sorry for stumbling over myself. The jobs he takes only involve goblins, and he takes no others. Goblin Slayer's village was destroyed by goblins when he was a child, so that's pretty much why he hates them so much. And if you watch the anime, you know some other stuff went down. Them goblins are not very friendly. I don't want to talk about that on YouTube, but y'all know what I'm talking about if you watch the anime. He looks really buff, so that probably makes him stronger than Arthur, because I don't think Arthur's that strong. Unless you... Actually, no, I don't think Arthur's that strong in general. I don't think you can do anything in the game and make him that strong either. Goblin Slayer wears metal knight armor with leather and chainmail. The leather and chainmail makes it easier for him to move around in, so he's more agile, can run faster, rather than it just being all metal and stuff. Goblin Slayer has a shorter sword and smaller shield than average because he usually fights in caves. So you don't want a long sword or a big ass shield in the cave because, a cave is an enclosed space, so that'd be tougher to fight. Not to mention that the Goblin Slayer has a scroll that he can link to anywhere he wants. I'm not sure if it's a one-time use though, but for example, let's say he can link the scroll to like the bottom of the ocean, and you know, at the pressure at that depth is really deep. And in the anime, they actually showed this. That's how he took down an ogre. Spoiler alert, but you know, he released it like a blade, so it cut the ogre like a blade. You know what I'm saying? So hold on a second. Okay, so also Goblin Slayer has taken down a huge ogre. I literally just talked about that. I'm doing a script, so I'm sorry if, you know, it sounds like I'm just reading, because I actually am reading. And he's taking down many goblins as well. Hobgoblins are basically like, they're mutated goblins. They're bigger than the average goblin. An average goblin is probably like half the size of Goblin Slayer, and Goblin Slayer is like the average height of a human being, so he's probably like the same height as Arthur, maybe like a little taller, I don't know. Hobgoblin is like a ogre, pretty much. It's like probably smaller than the ogre, but you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty big, and strong too, stronger. Or yeah, so in the Goblin Slayer universe, they're not like Shrek ogres, if you know what I'm saying. They're like buff ogres, I guess, and they're like intelligent. So like, well, at least in the anime he spoke, but the hobgoblins, they're pretty fucking retarded, so they don't really speak. The goblins don't really speak either. They speak their own language, I think. But yeah, they're basically ogre goblins that are not very smart as an actual goblin hobgoblins are. So so now that we've went through both Goblin Slayer and Arthur's capabilities, let's see who would win in a fight. I don't know why I said it like I was gonna read on some more. Sorry about that. So we got to get these people to meet somehow, even though, you know, one of them's from like the medieval times and the other one's from the 1800s, but you know, we got to get them to meet somehow. So let's say that Arthur went out drinking with Lenny again. He had too much to drink, and then he passes out, and then he wakes up on a dirt trail in the middle of nowhere. And so let's say the Goblin Slayer was doing some friends with benefits with a cowgirl and slips on his own jizz and hits his head and then passes out. Then he wakes up on a dirt trail as well, in the middle of nowhere. And then, you know, they both start walking, and then they're about to cross paths, you know, they're about to walk past each other. Then the Goblin Slayer asks Arthur, and then notices, like, you know, he's wearing a strange outfit, so then he has metal rods on his back and shit. And then he asks him, if he's seen any goblins, and then Arthur says, "Now, why the hell are you wearing a night outfit?" And then the Goblin Slayer says, you know, he's obviously confused. He's like, what? What are you talking about? And then so they start talking, and then blah, 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 whatever. We gotta get them to fight at some point. So I really don't think they would fight in a situation like this, but I just wanted to see who would win if they did fight. But anyways, they start fighting, and then now this is gonna be like, this is gonna be unlike Goblin Slayer, but we gotta start the fight somewhere. So Goblin Slayer goes for the swing at with his sword at Arthur, and then Arthur dodges it, but just barely. But it slices him a little to where like he's bleeding, but the cut's not fatal. And then after that, he immediately just pulls out his freaking revolver and shoots 6 bullets into Goblin Slayer. Then Goblin Slayer falls over dead, and Arthur wins. Now, that might piss some people off, but listen here. Goblin Slayer brought a sword that's not even a full sword, okay? He has a sword that's made for a cave, so it's not even that long of a sword, so it's kind of a miracle that he even got to hit him, or Arthur didn't shoot him before he even got to, you know, cut him on the side. But, you know, it's kind of hard to win a fight when you bring a sword to a gun fight, you know? Because, you know, and plus, Goblin Slayer had no knowledge of what a gun was. I don't think there's any guns in the show or anything like that. So, you know, he's obviously just gonna shoot him immediately. Because I mean, I would if someone's attacking me, just self-defense. And I think that would be like Arthur. Like, you know, it would just be like someone lunging at a knife at him. You know, he would just probably just shoot him. And not Goblin Slayer, sorry, but Arthur, he can draw his revolver out real fast in the game, which making, you know, Arthur being able to draw it out fast, I would assume, right? Also, not to mention that he's a very good shot, so that's why he hit all of his shots. But I guess if you want, you can say he missed at least one or so. But that's still enough to kill him, I would think. Or, you could say Goblin Slayer's not even dead yet. He's just kind of over on the ground bleeding out, which I don't think if you have at least 5 bullets in you, especially if it's around the chest area or just anywhere really, you're going to bleed out. I don't think there's any recovering from that, especially when you're in the middle age, like, the medieval times, but there are health potions in the anime, but no one's around, though, to know, so he'll probably bleed out before someone could get to him with it. So that's why I'm saying Arthur would win. So, yeah, I hope I didn't piss anybody off. If you think maybe Goblin Slayer should have won, then tell me why. I know there's only going to be like 2 people that watch this, but whatever. I guess the 2 people that watch this, tell me why you think Goblin Slayer would win. Anyways, I'm done recording. I'm about to go play some Red Dead Redemption and probably beat my fucking dick till it turns gray and instead of nut coming out, freaking blood comes out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.